In this easy Procreate tutorial, I will show you how to create a neon portrait from a reference photo, step by step. Please download the free tutorial files via the link in the video description, and if you are ready, let's grab our pencils and get started. For this tutorial, I've created a vertical canvas with a size set to 2K by 2.5K pixels. Especially for this design, I've made a mini set of brushes that have neon effect. It's this one. Tutorial files also include a color palette and 2 images. All these resources are free to download on the link under this video. If you enjoy my free tutorials and brushes and want to get even more, please consider visiting my Patreon page, where you will find hundreds of premium brushes and in-depth Procreate tutorials. Without further ado, let's start drawing. And first of all, I want to prepare a background. It will be a brick wall. So let me go ahead and insert the first image. It is this orange brick wall photo. The colors are not very suitable for this design, so we need to change it. But before that, let's resize the image as well. So I will go to transformation, which is under this arrow, and use it in uniform. We can just stretch the sides to cover the entire canvas, like this. And when it is ready, let's adjust the colors as well. For that we need to go to adjustments and pick Hue Saturation Brightness option. Now we can tweak these settings. So let's set hue to 11%, then lower saturation to 13%, and brightness to 37%. To make it dark. Now we can remove the selection. In the next step, I want to add dark borders. And for that we need to create a new layer above this one. Then go to the color disk and select black color by double tapping at the bottom. This time I'm going to use selection. It is here, and it is set to rectangle. Also I have color fill option turned on, and I will draw a frame inside the brick wall. This way. It will fill the area inside it, but I will invert it. And we will get a frame like this. So let me remove selection here, go to the layer, and change its mode to overlay. Now I also want to blur the borders. And to do that, we can use Gaussian blur from adjustments. We just need to slide to the right side and set it to around 50% or so. But I still think it is too dark. To change the color even more, let's do this. First go to the background color and set it to number 1. Then in the layers, go to the layer with the brick wall and lower its opacity. I think if we set it to around 64%, it'll look nice. Maybe we can make the borders a bit darker. So I will go ahead and duplicate the layer with this black color. But then reduce the opacity of one of the layers. Let it be around 34%. We can always come back to it later and make a few more adjustments. And now that we have the background, we can start working on the portrait. So let's go ahead and insert the reference photo. I have this pretty woman here, and you can totally use any photo of yours. Let me just scale it using uniform transformation and place it in the center. Like this. Let's keep some space around it. So we can add some elements. Like this. Now let's go to the layer with the image and lower its opacity. So we can still see it and we'll be able to outline. So I think here around 55% will work. Next we need to create a new layer right above this one and pick a color. I'm going to use one of these 4 and start with number 2. Let's use it to outline the face and also the neck. In the brush set I will select Neon Lights 1 and set its size to 24%. I think it will be better if we don't outline it entirely. Instead, let's stay creative, simplify the shape and make them more geometrical, so our portrait will look cool. I will first outline the face. You can make a smooth line or dashed, just whatever you prefer. I'm starting from this point and going to the right. Here I will make it interrupted and then continue at some distance. Go to the ear. Let's also make it simple like a novel. And then outline the jaw together with the chin. So I will start from this point and go to the left. Like this. Now let's see what we can do with the neck. It also looks a bit too complicated with this jacket. To make it simple, I will first draw two lines on the right. Let me start approximately from this point. Draw the first line. If you wait a second, it will go perfectly straight, so we can adjust the angle even. And then I will draw another one. That will go to the right. Let's just match it. And draw something similar on the left, so it will look a little bit symmetrical. I will draw another straight line. And after that one more. Here you can totally improvise and do it in your own way. Let me edit this line. So I will match it. And it is also done. To draw some details inside the face, we better lower the brush size. It can be set to around 12%. And with this size, I will outline the nose, but also keep it simple, so it will look like a rounded triangle. I'm starting from here, going down, and maybe we can add one nostril. That's great. Let's work on the ear. So I will add a small detail here, like a hair, and then a few curves inside the ear. Maybe this one, and a couple more, on top and at the bottom. I think enough of yellow color. Let's go ahead and change it. And next I will outline the glasses. So let me select the fourth color and set the brush size back to 24%. It is pinned. By the way, if you don't know how to pin the size, you can just select it, then tap on it and click on this plus button, so you don't have to remember it. Anyway, let me go back to my size, which is 24%, and outline the glasses. Let's also make something original, instead of just outlining. Maybe it will be even better if we create a new layer. Can be located above this one. So first I will start from this point and go to the corner. Now from this point I will go down to the left side, up, and make a curve inside. Let's try to do the same for the second half. I will draw the first curve, then also go down and try to repeat the shape. Alright, now we can change the color again. For the lips, I will be using the third color and also make one more layer. This way it will be just easy to create shadows. Let's first outline the upper lip on top. With this big brush size. And make an arc at the bottom. But I'm not connecting them. After that we can change the size to 12%. Let me actually pin this size as well. And I will try to draw without lifting the pencil up. Start from this point and make a curve like this. Then connect it with the lower lip. I think it also looks quite cool. We can proceed to the hair. So we will also need a new layer for that. We can create it right here and later relocate it. Let me use this color number 5 and select the first size, that is 24%. Let's see what we can do here. I don't want just to outline it as it is, so I will make a few curves instead of one. Starting from here, making it this way, then another arc, and one more. Then we can add this line on the side and another one on the left. That goes inside the hair. We can also see a smaller part on the opposite side, so let's draw it. It'll look like this. Now we can have all the main shapes. But this is not enough. We can totally remove the image and start adding more details. Let's add some more geometrical shapes around the portrait. For that I will make one more layer and switch to blue color. It's number 4. We can also try out another neon brush. That is below. Here the size is set to 26% and I will start drawing random lines. Starting from here, make it with an angle, then draw another one, and as you see, this brush looks slightly different. Let me know which one you like the most. The first one we used, or this one. It may intersect the hair, and also we need to match the corners, like this. Then it'll go down with another angle. Let me also edit this line, so we need to match it. And maybe make it shorter, like this. I want it to intersect the glasses, but actually I will draw a short line first. From here. Then I will continue it on the opposite side and go across the ear, outside the head. Let's make it look like it is continuing. So I will also adjust it, like this. And then draw another line that will go down. So we will get a triangle here. We also need to match it, just to keep the portrait perfect. Alright, let's now draw a simplified jacket. That will be also geometrical. So I will start from this point, right under the hair, and draw almost horizontal line. Then it will go to the right side and a bit down. It needs some adjustment. Alright. Then I will draw on the opposite side. Make a line with another angle that goes down. Then a shorter one. Matching it. And finishing it with the last line, connecting the entire shape. So we need to match it on both sides. First this corner, and then this. I like this glow. I think it looks very cool. Alright, now it is perfect. When we have all the shapes together, let's add some realism to it. That means we need to add the shadow and also reflection on the wall. That comes from the neon light. Since we are on this layer, let's start with it. So I will do the following. First I will duplicate this layer, go to this one below, and tap and hold on it to make all other layers disappear. Now I will go to Selection and pick Automatic. Make sure Color Fill option is turned off, and then tap on the background. In this case, selection threshold needs to be low, at around 3%. But after that, I will invert the selection to keep these lines. Now we need to tap on the brush, go to Airbrushing, and select Soft Brush from the list. I will be using the same color that we used, and just paint on top of the lines. Now it looks like this. We can remove selection, go back to the layers, and tap and hold again. Now let's set this layers mode to Add, go to Adjustments, and apply Gaussian blur. We just need to slide to the right. Let's pick the correct amount, and I think here it will be around 26%. Alright. In the next step, we need to add the shadow as well. So I will repeat this step and duplicate the initial layer. Then go to this one, and we need to make it pure black. The easiest way to do that is to go to Adjustments, then to Hue Saturation Brightness, and set Brightness to None. Now it is black. We also need to blur it a little bit, or maybe we can first move it, so I will tap on the arrow and drag it diagonally until we see the reflection. Now we can definitely blur it. So I'm going back to Gaussian blur in Adjustments and sliding to the right side. I think we need to stop at 10%. We can actually keep it in normal mode, or try to play around with various blending modes and see which one works best. Here it can be overlay, or soft light if you want to make it a bit lighter. I will keep it as an overlay. Now we can continue doing this for the remaining colors. Let it be the smallest shape with the lips. So we can also duplicate it. Go to this one. I will also tap and hold. Then select this color that we used on the lips. Click on the selection button. I just want to make sure I'm on the right layer. Okay. Now I'm going to Selection and using it in Automatic again. Just tapping on the background. We can also try to tap inside the lips, and after that invert it. Now let's activate the brush to use it, and just paint. Now I will bring back all the layers, set this one to Add mode, and of course we need to blur it by sliding to the right to get a subtle reflection. Okay, 25% is fine. Let's continue and work on the yellow part. It is layer number 5. I will also duplicate this one and repeat all the steps. Let's use the layer at the bottom. I'm also going to Selection, tapping, then inverting it, and we need to pick the same color, that is yellow. After that, activate the brush and paint on the lines. Remove selection, set it to Add mode, and blur. Just like this. Alright, let's also add the shadows. And I think we forgot to do it for the lips too. Let's finish this one. So I'm also duplicating the layer. Go into this one, making it black, and dragging down, like this. Let's now also blur it, or maybe we can adjust it a bit using distort. Now that's better. Let's apply Gaussian blur. We can set it to 8%, or maybe even less. Let me move it a bit more. I will try some other blending mode. Okay, I think overlay works, but if you like you can keep it black, in normal mode. Let's now go to this layer with the lips. Also duplicate it. And turn this layer into the shadow. So I'm setting brightness to none. Then we can move it right away to this side. And after that apply Gaussian blur. Exactly same as we did on other layers. Maybe just because the image is rather small, we can set the amount of Gaussian blur to a smaller amount, like 3%. Okay, it worked. Let me try to change the layers mode. I will pick overlay. Okay, now we have the glasses and the hair. I will work on the glasses first. It is layer number 6 at my end, so I'm duplicating it. Then go in here and use an automatic selection. Let's also tap inside the glasses. And I want to remind you that if it doesn't work properly, you may need to slide to the left to lower the selection threshold, so it'll work better. Now let's invert the selection and pick the color that we used on the glasses. It is blue. Soft brush is selected, so we just need to paint. Then return all the layers. Set this one to add mode and blur it. I will set this one to 16%. Let's not forget to add the shadow this time, so I'm duplicating the initial layer once again and go in here. Let's reduce the brightness. Then also move it in the same direction. And blur. Let's just pick the amount. I think it can be around 4%. I will move it a bit more, so we can see it better. This way. Yes. Finally, let me go to the hair. I'm duplicating the layer. Let's first add the reflection. So I'm tapping. Then on the background, inverting it. And selecting the hair color. It was number 5. I'm painting on top of it. And now we can change the layers mode to add. And blur, so we have all the colors reflected. It will be the last one. We just need to pick the amount here, and I think it can be around 28%. Let me see it from the distance. Okay, I will keep it. We need to add the shadow as well, so we need to duplicate the layer one more time. Make this one pure black. Then also move it. We can move it even further. But what I noticed now is that we can move this layer down in the layers. Actually all 3. Let's place it under the yellow layer. That's better. Now let's select the layer with the black color and go to blur it. I will set this one to around 5% and maybe move it more to the side, so it will look like it is further from the wall. That's better. Let me also keep it in normal. And after we did this part, we can try to add some more colors and apply patterns. The step with the patterns is totally optional. It already looks like neon lights. What I want to do is enhance the colors. So let me go to the layer with this one. I will duplicate it. Then go to the one below and set it to color dodge. This is the difference. I think it looks better and more illuminated. And for the patterns, I want to apply them on the glasses and also on the hair. Actually, you can try to apply them to the entire portrait, or even outside it on the background. I will just show you the way. Let me start with the glasses. So I will first go to the layer that has neon lights and create a layer under it. Maybe we can even place it under the shadow. Let's see if it will work. Okay. Now let me select the blue color and first create a selection. So I will tap here and pick freehand. Let's outline the glasses on the outer side. I'm just following these yellow lines. Let me connect this one and then outline the second half. Let's connect it by tapping. And now that we have these two shapes, we can go to brushes, to the neon portrait, and select horizontal hedge pattern. It is seamless. The size doesn't matter here because it is in texturized mode. We just need to paint inside the selection. Like this. But this brush is in normal mode, unlike neon, so we need to play around with the blending mode in the layers. I will try to set it to add mode. Let me see. And then we can try to lower the opacity to around 65% or so. Now let's work on the hair. If you like, you can play around with the colors here too. For example, we can go to this layer that is in add mode, duplicate it, and then set this one to color dodge. You will see the slight difference. Let me remove it. I just wanted to show you the example. And now we need to create a pattern. So I will create a layer under the shadow, but above the reflection. And also pick the color that we used for the hair. It was number 5. Let's also create the selection first and outline it on the white area. So the borders will be inside and they won't be visible. Let me go down, then to this side, match it with the neck and the ear, go up on the head, and then tap here to connect. Let's also work on this small part. I will just outline it on this edge, then make an arc like this, and finish. Let's also tap on it, and then change the brush to vertical edge. Since this brush is screen oriented, if we rotate it a little, we can make diagonal lines. I will rotate it a bit more. And then paint. Let's now deselect it. First I will grab a razor. It is already set to soft brush, so I will just erase the tips to make them softer, like this. Now we can play around with the blended mode and see which one will work better. I will start from top. This one is rather dark, so I will scroll down. Color dodge works nice here, or maybe we can keep add. Just lower the opacity a little, same as we did with the glasses. Alright, I've set it to 39%. Let me check it. If you like, you can keep working on the patterns, or even add your own. At this point, the drawing is complete. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. For more tutorials and brush sets, please check out my Patreon page. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon!